Hello, this is Selena. We're going to talk about some details about deafblindness and the possible educational techniques related to this group. When most people hear deafblindness, they will think about a person with both disability in hearing and visual sensation. However, deafblindness is an individual disability with its own category. The definition provided by IDEA as a concomitant hearing and visual impairments, the combination of which cause such severe communication and other developmental and educational needs that they cannot be accommodated in special education programs solely for children with deafness or children with blindness. This is a unique disability and different from the sum total of vision and hearing loss. We must also take note of the fact that above U.S. definition of deafblindness and extremely broad ones, those arranged can be wide and varied. We cannot consider deafblindness as one plus another. There are 4 types of deafblindness in general. Those who are totally deaf and totally blind. Those who are hard of hearing and totally blind, which means the person can process their auditory to a certain degree. Those who are totally deaf and visually impaired, which means the person can process their sight in certain degrees. Those who have some use of residual hearing and vision, which both hearing and sight can be used up to a certain degree for the person. The warning signs of hearing impairments might include needing to turn out the volume on the television or radio, difficulty following a conversation, cannot hear someone from behind, not hearing noise such as a knock on the door, as another to speak loudly and slowly and more clearly. The warning signs of visual impairment might include problems seeing low light or bright light, difficulty recognizing people they know, find it hard to read facial expressions, relying on touch to identify items more than usual, not looking directly at the person or making proper eye contact. The communication between people with deafblindness are generally by touch, which they touch hands with sign language to feel others' words. There are also some technology inventions that were designed for this group of people better communicate with others. So what are some issues that deafblindness people will face? One issue is isolation from the world. The sense of vision and hearing are called distance sense. These senses connect the person with the world that extend beyond his or her personal body space. This is through these senses that individual who has sight and hearing learn most concepts about the world and develop social relationships. A person who is deafblind cannot listen or read the sign language of someone who is speaking or appear to them at a distance. He or she cannot passively observe what others are doing, overhear conversations, or observe clearly the environment around he or her. Because deafblindness severely limits the opportunity of a person to have contact with a person or thing in the environment. The majority of the current population of children who are deafblind or had experience related to hospitalization of often life-threatening illness. These hospitalizations have placed emotional pressure on those children and their families. Due to the unawareness of the surrounding environment, people with deafblindness are constantly hurt when they are being placed in an area that is unfamiliar without someone watching over. For most people, deafblindness is an unimaginable condition if only because their lack of experience with people who cannot see or hear. Teachers and educators who will be taking care of the deafblind students will be well trained before interacting with the students. For example, when you teach kids about the cloud, you will have this image up, ask them what is that? Which then the student will answer it's a cloud since they heard from somewhere else outside of the class and seeing cloud appear all the time. But how do you teach the concept of the cloud to the deafblind student who cannot see, touch, feel, or taste the cloud? The identification of the student who have deafblindness is an important step. These issues are often misunderstood with another disability such as growth delay or blindness or hearing impairments. Due to the isolations and highly limited communication, students with deafblindness require the full attention of the adult in charge. Therefore, individualized education is often the solution for students with deafblindness. Without full attention, the students are easy to misleading to something else. The student with deafblindness require to touch and very close contact in order to make meaningful communication for them. Teachers need to fully train before taking care of the student with the deafblindness. The cooperation between the family and the school is extremely important for the students with deafblindness. The students with deafblindness are without the ability of sensing the world independently. The biggest factor that is able to guide them success is their family and the teacher assigned it. Lastly, students with deafblindness are capable of success and achieve excellence in life. The success case of deafblindness people accept themselves as individuals who have unique experience in life and live under a community with an attitude of welcoming acceptance. Their educational experience will help to maximize their ability, including communication and productivities. Lastly, the discussion question that we have is based on the reading of this week and the presentation on the deafblindness, do any of the facts surprise you? Being a deafblind is unimaginable for most of the others. As a teacher, do you think it is important to understand how deafblind students see or feel the world? Thank you for watching the videos. Have a great rest of the week.